everybody out there in the ethers. We've got a TNA for you today, and we were just talking about how it feels like it wasn't that long ago that you had one, but it was very specific to recapping Rome Fest. And while I'm sure you are not done hearing about Rome Fest, we'll talk about a few other things today too,
Uh-huh.
like the fact that for me, it feels like changing of seasons again. It feels like fall's over and winter is starting, though it may not be true, in the next couple weeks. But currently, this week, it's been cold, a little bit of snow, supposed to snow tonight. Very gray out there in the last couple days, where it's felt like the Northwest. Every hour of the day feels like 9 a.m. And I constantly wonder, how I ever got anything done up there, because it does feel like a time vortex in the gray days. You're just
Mhm.
like, "How's it 2 o'clock?" You
Yeah.
just wanna, chill all day, drink coffee, and be cozy. So, yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before, how, sad seasonal, uh, what is it? Seasonal affective disorder is a very real thing in those kinds of areas, and I think it's because of that. Man, the sun really does, help you figure keep you going throughout the day.
Yes,
It,
it really
really
does.
keeps your circadian rhythm, intact.
Mhm. Gives you that vitamin D, man.
Yeah. Although, I've learned in the last couple of years through a friend who mentioned this first, and then I've seen some of it, online, that there are a few months throughout the year, I don't know if it's started yet, but the sun is so low that you don't get vitamin D. So you
Oh.
have to supplement anyways. In the winter, even if it's sunny, the sun is too low that it's not, penetrating you in the way that it does,
Bummer.
even though you feel it. So fact checked me, people out there, but this is why, supplementation of D3 and things like that is important, even if you live in a sunny place, in the winter months, at least in our
Northern
hemisphere, I guess.
hemisphere, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so we'll have to look that up. Maybe I'll look it up. But yeah, it's real. But I did feel pretty productive today. I hosted my co-working club Accountability Babes today that I've been doing bi-weekly. Also, shout out for that. There is a Slack
Woo-hoo.
group for anyone out there who is not in the Truckee or Tahoe area. You can join the Slack group, and it's just like a virtual co-working club. So if there's any
Love
time
that.
you just need to kind of focus on things, want to connect with others, there's a few different channels in there, like a help me out or small wins to celebrate those little things, or ask for some advice or help or something. And I know, do you use Slack, Amber, for work at all?
Mm-mm.
So
I
it's a pretty popular app nowadays in the workspaces, because it's like a messaging app. So I feel like it came about because you can stay in, especially with remote workers, stay in contact with your team through messages, but you're not texting and you're not emailing. So it's always up when I'm online, like the app's open. And so my clients or whatever can send me a message. We can chat throughout the day. You can also have it on your phone, which is, you know, a a plus and a downside, because then you're always connected. But I have find boundaries on my phone with it. I have it on my phone, but I have the notifications off. So, because I know that if I'm not at my computer, then most likely I don't need to be checking
Yes.
Slack. But in the moments and the times, whatever that I do, I'm in between things or working on a project, whatever, I can open it, and check messages or whatever. So I find it convenient and nice. But being that it was I think made for the workplace, a lot of people associate it with that. So I understand that there's some people out there who are like, I don't want another app. I'm already on that for work. I don't want to be connected with it. But I feel like if you have to be on it for work, at least throughout the day, if you see a message come up on the Accountability Babes channel, you're like, oh, yes, some reprieve. What's this person
Yeah.
got to say? It's kind of like chatting with your friend at the water cooler during work.
Yeah, I love that.
So, oh, that's gonna be my new tagline for the Accountability Babes Slack, like the water cooler of Slack.
Yes. Break room banter.
Yeah. Yeah, you get frustrated in the workday or something working with your boss or client or, oh, dog on me, whatnot, you can, like I said, pop over to that Accountability Babe Slack and have a little fun or banter or something. So,
Heck
anyways, if that
yeah.
sounds good to you guys, check out the show notes and there will be a link to that. Like I said, it's open to anyone. You don't have to be an entrepreneur, solopreneur, remote worker. It could be just a place again to kind of connect. So check it out. But I did that today and I felt like I sent actually a three-part to-do list in the Slack channel. I tried to keep
Okay.
it to things that felt attainable and wasn't, like, all the things I wanted to get done. I
Yeah.
tried very hard, like, "Okay, here's the 3 main things I want to do," especially because it's only a few hours there that we're at the brewery co-working. So, I'm working on, like, fixing my time expectation and knowing that it actually takes a lot longer to get some of these things done than
Mhm.
in my head. So so yeah, I put these 3 things out there and I got those 3 things done, so it felt really good.
Oh, good job. Who is
Yeah.
she?
When I can stay on task and on track, it feels like a huge accomplishment
Yeah.
because I just get so distracted working on things. It's very hard. It's like I have this one task and I'm working on it, but then it spider webs into a million things. Like now all of a sudden I'm creating a, one pager PDF doc for this and blah blah blah. I just like go off the rails and I get really excited about these things and love it and get hyper focused on those things, but it frustrates me then because I'm like this didn't actually have to be done to complete this task. But damn did I execute it well.
And a million other things.
Yeah, but it's like, now I still don't have the main thing done. I have this cool little side piece over here though, and yeah, man, I just then get in my head in a spiral of like, "Why am I this way?" and "Should I try Adderall?"
The $1,000,000 question.
Right? But we see or at least again, I see so much because I don't know, algorithm or what, but about this attention span, first of all, changing because of how we receive information these days. But on top
Mhm.
of that, women and at certain ages and hormones and perimenopause and all this shit's in our face that I'm like, is it
Yeah.
that? And I'm kind of tired of questioning that. I don't want to deal with that. Like, there's just too many things that it could be, and
Yeah.
it's just frustrating and hard to find, systems and answers because it just feels like you're never gonna actually know.
Yeah. Because one day it's peanut butter, the next it's your sleep habits.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a million things and all the symptoms are the same. It's like the common cold, right? It could be
Mhm.
the common cold or a terrible, like, horrible disease.
Life-threatening
Yeah.
disease. Yeah.
So it's just like, god damn it, but, yeah, so at least it felt good to mark some things off, and I've stayed pretty on task with my time frame set for the day, so it feels like a win, but
Yeah.
it's also like, hopefully I can do this tomorrow.
Yeah. And keep the momentum, that's one thing for me, it's like one day I'll be on top of my shit, and the next day I'm like, "Oh my god, that was exhausting."
Yeah, exactly, and then also, for you and I both, having an ever-changing, like, schedule, so it's like, today was great, but tomorrow I work at the brewery or the restaurant, which at least it's in the evening. So for the first time in a very, very long time, I don't work until 4 o'clock. So I have a lot of the day that I can repeat, like what happened today. Um, but I was just gonna ask you that, like, how do you feel with your weeks? Like Monday and Tuesday, you're cruising along on this routine, but then Wednesday well, I guess Wednesday day could be the same, but Wednesday night, when you get Quincy again, like, the latter half of your week is much different than that first half. Like, how do you manage that?
I let my colleagues know that I don't have my kid on Mondays and Tuesdays, and so I usually those are my days to bust stuff out if need be, but of course, things come up throughout the week, but usually well, now that he goes to a different school, I pick him up later, and I can just be done with my day after I picked him up, but, yeah, it's just it's a constant struggle, it's a constant balance, and some days are hard and some days are easy. It just depends on where I am in my cycle or what Quincy has going on in his life or
Yeah.
his moods and what happened at school that day and what we've got going on in life. But yeah, it's forever changing. And like today I started my period, so I'm just like so tired.
Yeah. I've been feeling the last couple cycles that it's been a solid, like, week before that, like, I just start feeling things and, like, having some pseudo cramps. Okay, not pseudo cramps, they're, like, actual cramps,
Yeah.
but they're just, like, they're quick and kinda come and go, and so I'm, like, looking at my calendar, whatever, I'm like, "Alright, well, it still says I'm, like, a week out. Why is this
Why
happening
now?
now?" Yeah, and it's like, I keep expecting it every day, like, for sure, I was, like, kept up this morning at some odd hour, and feeling cramped, so I thought I'd definitely wake up, go to the bathroom, and be like, "Oh, shit," like, there we go, but
Yeah.
then nothing, and then throughout the day, nothing, but it's fucking annoying having to just kinda prepare, and I
Anticipate
am like, "Alright," I've
constant.
been totally turned on to period underwear, especially for these moments, but I also don't have, like, a lot. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't want to waste a pair if, like, today is not gonna be the day that I randomly start it, especially
Yep.
when I don't have 24/7 access to laundry. Like, I can't
Mhm.
just, like, "Oh, I'll do a quick load, make sure they're ready to go for, the next." So it really is so insane sometimes the planning that, an
Oh my
off-grid
god.
life does.
Yes, or just being a woman
Yeah.
who's going to start her period. I'm like, I have to wear all black if I'm gonna start my period
Yeah.
because things get messy with period cups.
Yeah, and
TMI.
I am testing out, a couple new pairs, so I'm gonna have the CEO and founder of this company on soon, of Evelyn Bobbie. I met her at the Title IX Pitch Fest. There was some samples in the swag bag of their high-waisted bikini, and they were
Ooh.
super, super fucking comfortable. Also, I had very, like, serious doubts because they were one size, like 0 to 14, and I'm a 14, so I was like, "These are gonna probably be sausage casings," but
Yeah.
they fit and they're so fucking comfortable, and so
Wild.
anyway, she sent me some samples to like, prior to us recording, so I've been trying out some different underwear styles and bras from them, and I had the slip short on yesterday, and then I wanted to try the high-waisted thong today, but, like, from this morning, I was like, "I don't this might not be a good day to test either of these out." I don't wanna also, like, ruin a brand new pair of underwear, but I really wanna try these, like, everything I can before I talk to her on Thursday. But,
Yeah.
yeah, again, these crazy things that you have to think about as a woman who menstruates, like,
Yep.
"What underwear can I wear today?"
Yes. Is all my
Thing
black washed before I
Yeah,
start?
things men just don't have to think about.
Nope,
We
they
also think
not.
about our bra choices for the day. It's funny in the gym one day, we were discussing so the workouts are posted, like, for the whole week, every
Nice.
week, and some people are hardcore, like, they never look, they just show up. I commend those people. Good job. You don't know what to expect. You're ready for fucking anything.
Yeah.
I I look every day, and yeah, I do cherry pick. A workout that's all running and burpees, see you next time. Um, but, sometimes I do go, but really it's because it's not only just to skip, but to prepare myself mentally of like, "Okay, you can do this because those are not my jam, and I want to know what to expect and how to talk myself through it mentally." Also, anyways, we're having this conversation in the gym, and someone's like, "Oh, no, I never look," and another girl looks at her, she's like, "What? How do you know what bra to wear?"
Facts.
I was like, that is so true. I mean, for me, that's not really the case just because I have like one style of bra, with the exception of I now own a Luxe Fit, which I've been testing out too, which has been awesome. But either way, whichever one it is of the two styles, they are both high impact and compressive. And I mean, I can't not wear a different bra for any activity.
Yeah.
'Cause so that's just what it's like in the life of, like, big boobs is you rarely can get away with a light compressive bra unless you're literally hanging out.
Yeah, seriously, and if you can, send that information our way.
Yeah, 100% because even for yoga, some of the lighter, like, bras I have, which I mostly don't even have anymore because I had to just get rid of all of my bras, but it was like they just move around a lot or
Yeah.
uncomfortable, and it's just yeah,
Tits
like
popping out,
yeah,
can't do a down facing dog in any way.
yeah. My dogs just started to decide they're gonna play with each other, mm,
In the
but
RV, of course. They have
yeah.
all that property, and they just wanna be right there.
Well, it is, like, raining, so I don't want 'em
Oh,
outside
damn.
anyways, but it's
Heck
also it's
yeah,
just, like, the
California needs rain.
yeah, it's just the timing of why
Why
while I'm
now?
recording, guys.
Mhm, they
Um,
know.
they
They
do
know.
know. They do know. Well, last time we talked to, we, like I said, did the full recap on Rome, and you had a really tough return from
I
Rome with just
did.
getting sick right away and then hurting your knee.
Mhm.
So, what's going on with the knee?
I am not as dependent upon crutches, and I got an MRI yesterday, and I saw an orthopedic surgeon. I haven't been able to straighten my knee out yet, and she was like, "Well, sometimes when people's knees are stuck like that, if you, like, dangle it ever so often, it can, like, come out and, like, pop out it back out into play." I don't know exactly how it works, but you can, like, straighten it out by doing that. A chiropractor did offer to pull on my leg, but I'm, like, so terrified of doing that, so I was like, "I'll wait till we see the results of the MRI, and I'll let you tug on my leg if I see that that is a necessary thing." Um, but yeah, just waiting to hear back from the MRI to see what the orthopedic surgeon says, but she was like, "When people can't straighten their knee out, that's usually the meniscus." And I was like, I felt like this was a meniscus thing, and with her saying that, it kinda confirmed. But yeah, just knee injuries, and I also feel like this is, like, bringing back old feelings from the previous injury, and often like, sometimes I'm like, "Oh, come on, you're just being a big baby," and then, like, yesterday, I went to the grocery store for the first time, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was so hard." So yeah, it's getting there. It's been about 2 weeks now, and I got an MRI, so I'll take that as a win because you gotta really just advocate for yourself in this medical world. Oh, and within all of this, I scheduled my first mammogram.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, when we talked offline a little bit about the knee, right? And you
Mhm.
mentioned advocating for yourself because initially the urgent care people weren't like, "Go get some serious imaging,"
Yeah.
which whatever they have their reasons or whatnot, but
Protocols.
again, I'm still proud of you for, like, doing it anyway because you know your body as you
Mhm.
specifically always say too, like, you know your body best. You've been through, a bucket tear meniscus
Mhm.
surgery injury, so you know that, like, this just doesn't feel right, and you wanna handle it the sooner the better, especially just being an adult, a mom, a person, like,
Mhm.
you wanna get things taken care of,
Yeah,
but
you
it was
can't be down and
reminding
out.
yeah, yeah, but it was reminding me of talking with Steph of Tits Deep at Rome Fest, and we're gonna have her on the pod very soon too, about everything that they stand for at Tits Deep, which is advocating for yourself because they specifically, are speaking to women under 40 because the system is so messed up that you have to advocate strongly under 40 to get a mammogram or breast
Yep.
exam. So how did that go for you?
Pretty much, I feel like textbook for people who are under 40 goes. I'm 38, and, they were like, "Oh, you wanna schedule a mammogram, but you're not 40." And I'm like, "Yeah, but my mom died of breast cancer, so." And they were like, "Oh, okay, okay." So it's like if you give them some not bullshit, but if you give them, like, your story or your history, then it's like, oh, all that gets washed under the bridge, and it's like, I could be lying about that,
Mhm.
but I'm not. Um, so it's just very interesting. But yeah, it did I got this reference to get a mammogram about a year ago, and I was supposed to go to this one breast center here in Tacoma called the Carol Milgard place, but they didn't know if my insurance worked, so I had to reach out to my insurance. So the day that I called to make that initial appointment with the Carol Milgard Breast Cancer Center, they were like, "Oh, you need to call your insurance." I never called my insurance.
Mm.
But within, trying to get an MRI scheduled or scheduling an appointment with an orthopedic surgeon, this woman who was helping me scheduling came across my mammogram reference, and she was like, "Oh, you actually have a mammogram reference through us too." And I'm like, "Awesome, let's get that scheduled." And she was like, "Okay, but you're not 40." And I'm like, "Yes, but this." And so she was like, "Okay, yes, let's get this done." And so yeah, baby's first mammogram is scheduled for early November, and I mean, if it took, getting severely injured on my knee by dogs to get me a mammogram, then I guess I'll take it. I don't
You know
know.
what? Way to see the silver lining there for sure, that this is because after Rome or at Rome, and talking to Steph, you were so motivated to go
Mhm.
home and do that stuff and get
Yep.
it scheduled, and
A month less than a month, I got, my mammogram scheduled, so
but
yes.
you're right, had you not been through the process of trying to advocate for the need, then it may have gone back on the back burner,
Yes,
um
100%.
So, I commend you too for, like, you're much better at I than finding those things and staying so much more positive. I know
Oh,
that you were pretty down and out the first couple days, as anyone would be, but,
yeah.
you seem like you're in a little bit better of a place for now, like,
Heck
in
yeah.
the figuring it out stage. Obviously, it will come in waves as you find out, like, what is going on. And I'm just really excited to talk to Steph because I wanna talk so much
Mhm.
more about some other things in the
Yeah.
breast cancer and advocacy and world of that. I'm gonna save it because I don't wanna, like, repeat it all, but Imma have
Giving
to write
people
down, like,
teasers.
these things, yeah, that I've got, that are running through my head and my experience that I barely remember, but I'm pretty fucking sure that it happened, and I wish I could go look back at my medical records because I'm really confused, but,
Right?
good job in advocating for yourself, for the knee, for the boobs. It is Breast
Yeah.
Cancer Awareness Month, and so by the time we get Steph on here, it will be towards the end of the month, but no matter what, obviously, like, there's organizations out there that you can support, but it has been also brought to my attention that during this month, it gets a lot of attention, but you really do have to be careful about and this goes for pretty much all fundraising, but who you donate to, and if they are really donating, like, to a cause or, are they just marketing the pink stuff and on kind of like the quote unquote bandwagon. So
Mhm.
I just do encourage some of you out there when you do see all this marketing for, again, any type of month or week or whatever, right? Like, do a little bit of research into the brand and company to see if they really are supporting
Greater cause.
a greater
A
cause.
genuine
Yeah, and, because it's
impact-making
y
cause.
exactly, exactly, and it's so hard to dig through that stuff these days. There's just so much stuff, but it's even more
Mhm.
important now than ever because of that, I think, to actually dive in a little bit and see if they truly are, standing up for what they say
Great
they are. It's a
reminder.
bummer we have to think that way, but it's the reality, and just know there's plenty of organizations out there that really can use your help, and you see some really quick kind of turnaround or initial feedback from an action step. Some things obviously do take a lot longer, but it's cool to be involved in the ones that you can see direct action taken from as well.
Absolutely.
But and
Instead of being like, "I'm gonna donate this money and hope." it goes somewhere good.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, like, you don't know exactly where it's going, what it's doing, and there's a lot of foundations and things out there that get large sums of money from people or grants or things like that, and smaller ones that maybe don't, so, um,
Do
so
your
I don't
research.
what'd you say? Yeah, do
Do
your
your
research.
research.
100%. I mean, I'm preaching to myself here with that as well, so not trying to stand on my soapbox, but a reminder to myself too, but anyways, it's been, yeah, just, totally cruising along. Can't believe it's been a month since
Yeah.
fucking Rome, and like I said, it feels like I'm like, we had a short fall and now I'm in winter, but I said next week or the week after, it could be back to fall feels for sure. I do still wanna make sure I'm getting out on my bike as much as possible in the next couple of weeks because 'cause I've got a few things going on. At the end of this month, the last week of this month, I'm going to Durango, Colorado for Outdoor Media Summit. And then a few days after that is a trade show in Kansas that I'm going to for the Futurist Project, where we present our capstone project. Um, and they're like just a few days away, and I've been thinking about this for a while, but I just told Andrew last night that I'm thinking about driving from Colorado to Kansas because Kansas City Durango to Kansas City is 13 hours, and that doesn't seem that far. But then, obviously, driving back from Kansas to Truckee, it's quite far.
Woof.
Yeah,
That
um
that's a trek.
but the alternative, so in my mind, because I wanna drive to Colorado, like, I could try to fly, but at this point, it's so soon, like, I don't know what tickets are, um, and it's more digestible financially for me to drive and spend a few bucks at a time and hope that, you know, through the time there, I get paid again and like, it's not a lump sum of money, it's just kind of how I have to live my life is spending little bits at a time. But,
Yep.
yeah, so in my head, it's like I don't wanna drive to Colorado, turn around, drive back to Truckee, and then probably like, I have to rush back, like, start driving Wednesday night, get there Thursday, probably work Friday and Saturday, and leave Sunday morning by 5 a.m. to fly to Kansas. That feels like a lot. So I don't know what is better. So all that to say is no matter what I do, whether it's drive and fly or drive and drive, it's just real busy the last couple weeks. I'm not gonna be able to bike much, and then once I get back, it's like a week or something till wrestling season. It's the time change. Now it's
Damn.
dark by 5, so you just lose a lot of day.
Yep.
So I really feel like I only have this next 10 days to fully take advantage of biking before it's kind of done for me, even though obviously, yes, it's gonna be possible, but I just know the reality of biking in November for me is very slim.
Yeah. You gotta travel a little bit further down the hill to get no snow.
Yeah, exactly. It will start getting wet and cold and stuff around here. It may be time to put some focus on just the gym and wait for the snow to fly. Before we get too far, I've got to tell you about our very first official sponsor, No So Patches. You know I'm all about showing up imperfectly, and my gear does too. That's where No So comes in. They've turned fixing your gear into flaring it up with No So waterproof patches that make your favorite pieces feel new again or just more you. What I love most is that NoSo gets that our relationship with gear is personal. These are the items we've taken out on our most epic adventures and created lasting memories in. They're not just fixes, they're like battle scars that keep the story going. They've done collabs with Patagonia, Free People, and artists like Lisa Congdon, so you know the designs are good and fun. So if your favorite piece of gear needs a little love or you just want to give it some flair, head to nosopatches.com and use code FLARINITUP for 15% off. That's FLARINITU up. Flaring it up for any time you go tear it up a little too much. So, anyways, out there, we're having some technical difficulties on the back end, which I always blame myself for living on this mountain, but Starlink, hello out there, people swear by it. It streams my binge Netflixing so well
Yeah.
that I don't know if it's this platform, which I love so much, so I do not want it to be the platform's fault, but yeah, it's frustrating. So there's a lot of back end things that I have to
Mhm.
do now, and so I'm still putting together some videos from Rome. Almost
Nice,
done. Again,
nice.
can't believe it's been a month. I'm pretty much done, but I'm clipping a couple and putting them out there into the ethers. Lastly, I need to edit because when we were filming at Rome, I had my GoPro and phone, full
Mhm.
on influencers in the wild,
Yes.
so that I could put YouTube size videos up and real size videos up. But alas, as I'm editing the videos, we have a sound problem where three or so of the videos from the GoPro don't have sound.
Interesting.
So I, being a very novice editor of all sorts and this being very low like cost equipment and things, am using the sound from the phone video to try to dub over the GoPro video, but the GoPro videos were using wireless mics where the sound is much better. So, yeah, a couple of those videos might, if it bothers you to watch lips move at a different pace than the sound, then they may not be for you, but fuck, I'm doing what I can with what I got, so
Yeah, girl.
I'm just glad that it's only a couple of the videos, but just be warned, there's a few of them out there where the sound might sound a little bit funky, but we're just learning as we go, and it's always fucking something, and I don't know how you're supposed to test all this shit out right before using, but I guess that's what you gotta do is, like, literally hit play and then stop and listen, make sure it's all there, but there's no reason that it shouldn't have been because it
Yeah,
worked fine for all the other videos and the system was the same, um, but yeah,
especially for GoPro, man.
it's just
Usually it's
wild
pretty tried and true.
trying to figure this shit out. Like you said, everything's different. Every situation's always different when I'm out there in the wild in different circumstances. I've had heating issues, overheating with the media mod, mics being on mute, mics not getting audio. Um, every day's different. It's so
Yep.
fun.
Oh, to be a tech genius.
Yes, but just to give you all a little bit of insight out there of how this little production runs, not smooth.
At all.
Not smooth at all, but dang, are we trying out here,
Yeah,
and
girl.
there's, definitely times that I wanna bang my head against the wall, and I'm like, "Why the fuck am I doing this? Why is this so hard?" There was a time that it was all so easy when I just, like, recorded and posted, and, yeah, when you put more effort into things, well,
You
it
gotta
takes
put
more
more
effort.
effort. Yep.
So that's where we're at. But yeah, so all this to say that we're probably gonna wrap it up here just so we don't have to keep stopping and starting and lose complete track of where we're at or lose you all as we may have already. But um yeah, heading into again, not quite a new season, but my mind's going there. I've got a winter
Mhm.
event series that I'm putting on. So I've done a women's avalanche education or avalanche awareness night the last couple of years. Last year, I live streamed it. Again, that was a learning curve too. Took quite the situation to get that streamed. So, lived and learned, and that should be easier this year. I will live stream it again for those of you not in the area and you want to tune in and listen to this awesome woman, Tasha Thomas, who's with Sierra Avalanche Center and has also been on the podcast. Teaches avalanche courses and motorized and non motorized. But upon doing that and talking to Steph from Tips Deep about collaborating with her and the Dames of Dirt and doing a film showing here in Truckee, plus other events that were on my mind, I just decided to create a whole winter series of events. So I've named it, because I love an acronym, um, WOW, Women Owning Winter.
Love it.
I wasn't totally in love with it at first, but it has grown on me, and I do like it because, I do feel like it's like, part education, there's some meetups in there, and just community and all this, and again, all of that is about us, like, yeah, owning winter sports and activities and finding that power in ourselves to go out there in the backcountry with each other and knowing the tools and having the knowledge, and also with, partnering up with Tits Deep for the film, like, that's all about advocacy and, like, owning, I feel like, our own bodies, right, and advocating for ourselves, so that'll be it's like a 5-part event series. It's gonna start with the Avalanche Awareness Night. Hopefully, we have the second iteration of the sled mechanics, event in there. Have to lock down a date, the Tits Deep film, and then I'm gonna try to organize 2 on snow meetups. One that's just human-powered backcountry touring, and then a sled day, and those are not gonna be, like, instruction-based at all. Those are very low-key, casual, just meetups to go have fun. So you'll have to be comfortable already getting out in the backcountry and using your equipment and having the knowledge and education and all that. But again, just a way to connect with some partners, and meet new people to go out with and put something on the calendar because that's what
Uh,
we talk about a lot too, right? Is that accountability, make the plan with someone, and then you stick to
do it.
it, hopefully. So yeah, I think they'll be pretty low key meetups, and yeah, but I just wanted to bring that into a part of the event. It's like, okay, we learn about some things, we get stoked and amped, but then and hopefully stay in touch after that.
Yeah.
But it's that accountability piece, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna help facilitate you all staying to your word after this event, staying in touch, and let's go get out. And those dates are also obviously to be determined because that will largely depend on what happens this winter. So they're on the docket, but it will probably be like January, maybe even February meetups as we see how winter in Tahoe unfolds. But yeah, I'm excited to get those events rolling and to be able to at least stream the avalanche awareness one again, which like I said hopefully goes a lot smoother this time. And we hooked
Second time
Tasha up with
around.
some sound so y'all can hear and see the presentation much better. But like I said, just fucking throwing all the spaghetti at the wall over here, trying to get all the good stuff out to all the people because as much as I love doing in person things, I can only, do it around me, and I want so many more people. It's so valuable. I want you all
Yeah.
to be involved and be able to learn. So the best way I can do that right now is trying to add some virtual things, like even the virtual accountability babes, right? And connect that way. And then hopefully it at least inspires some of you all to go out into your own communities and get some of
Go
this
work.
stuff going for you.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Love it. Keep up the good work, dude.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, before we get out of here, Amber, anything you want to add? I feel like my technical difficulties kind of
Ooh.
stifled you.
Just watch out if you go to the dog park. I didn't know dog parks go that hard. I had no idea, man. So,
Oh my
yeah.
god, I almost spit out my coffee to that. Just not what I was expecting. Just watch out if you go to the dog park.
Dude, it's real. I had no idea. I had no idea.
Well, my dogs take out my knees all the time. Like
Man.
it's the only way I'm actually really good at keeping a bend in my knees. I'm definitely known for locking them out.
Yeah.
But, oh, this white dog especially comes barreling in at the side all the time. Like, we're outside, and he comes they're, like, chasing each other, come running straight at me. I'm like, "There's so much space where there's no objects, let alone me.
Yeah,
So
and my
why?"
knees.
Yeah. I'm
Watch out.
always worried about that, so, yeah, watch those
Watch your shit.
dogs.
Watch your shit at the dog park, bro. Uh,
Alright, well, hopefully we get an update on your knee soon and all
yeah.
good news and all the things, like I said, guys, stay tuned. We've got a lot of boob talk coming up the next couple weeks as well.
Yeah.
Steph from Tits Deep and then Bree from Evelyn and Bobbie, which I'm pretty happy with the stuff I've got from them, so, like, go check it out now and see what they got. I think they fit up to, like, a size K.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah.
so pretty
Oh,
inclusive
goodness.
sizing there, but yeah, excited to talk about some boob stuff. So stay
Yeah.
tuned, you all,
'Tis the
and
season.
thanks so much. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.